All right, there's been a lot of drama out there with this whole toxic fandom of the Scream franchise, and I have come here tonight to tell you what is a couple ideas that could have prevented the toxic fandom from happening. Let's go all the way back with the original trilogy, which is 1, 2, and 3. Back, with 3 supposedly ending the franchise back in 2000. You could have ended it that way, which would have been scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 would have been, we didn't know we were going to get a Scream 4. Scream 4 happened 11 years after the original trilogy, Wes Craven's final Scream film. Unfortunately, Wes passed away in 2015. I would have loved to have seen somebody carry on his version of Scream 5 and Scream 6, where I believe Jill Roberts got away with it, and I guess she went to college and stuff like that. I would have loved to seen that version of 5 and 6. And then for scenario number 3, how about a Kirby Reed centered Scream trilogy? And I mentioned that in a video that I did about a Kirby Reed centered Scream trilogy. I think that would be really cool. But, ultimately, the scenario would have been better is that it should have been just left as a trilogy with 1, 2, and 3. I did notice, I'm not going to name anybody here, but I did notice that with a couple of YouTubers I know, one of them had did a live stream watching someone else's live stream on their channel. They embedded it in their video and stuff like that, and there was a whole bunch of F-bombs being dropped left and right. I just want to make it perfectly clear to Scream fans, whether you're toxic or not, this franchise, it's just a movie. Can we please get over it? Really. I'm 41 years old. I don't act like that, It's just a movie. That's all it is. It originally was supposed to be a trilogy, Scream 3 being the last of it. 11, like I said, 11 years earlier, like 11 years later, like I mentioned in the video earlier, that 11 years later we get Scream 4. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And my honest opinion is there hasn't been a good Scream film since Scream 4. Let's just put it that way. There were some aspects of Scream 7 I liked. I loved, of course, Courtney and Nev, and newcomer Isabella May, and then I loved Anna Camp in it from what we got of her in the film. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, to be perfectly honest, there hasn't been a good Scream film since the first 4 films that Wes Craven did. But yeah, in order to stop the toxic fandom, they should never have carried on after 3, or when they did 4, they should have carried on with Wes's vision of what 5 and 6 would have been like, with having Jill as the only Ghostface to get away with it and stuff like that. Or I think it was Kevin Williamson's idea of that. Or I don't know whose idea it was to have Jill be the one that gets away with it all, But that would have been a really good cap off for the Scream 4 trilogy, which would have been really cool, I thought. But yeah, I mean, like I said again, this franchise, it's just a movie, and I think people need to realize that and face reality that there are a lot better things to talk about on the YouTube channel. I mean, I'm not trying to go ahead and bash people, but let's just get over it. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's just a movie. That's all it is. And my personal opinion, I would have been happy if we would have just had Scream 1, 2, and 3, and which it originally was supposed to be. Scream 4 took a long time for me to get used to it, but I actually love that film. It's got one of my favorite Ghostface killers in that, Jill Roberts. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. You guys take care. See you guys back in the next one.